Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital and welcome to this new video in which we're going to do a full update on Solana. We'll talk about the move that we had overnight after the Asian session. We'll talk about what to expect. We'll do a bit of a recap for those of you who watched my previous video, who did not watch my previous video, about what I expected then. You know, has anything meaningfully changed regarding my expectations about Solana? And some general things that I think you need to know that actually make Solana quite interesting, and some pointers of where to look today. So let's get right into it. Quite a lot to talk about. I'll try to keep the video short and sweet. Ultimately, this pullback was to be expected. So we did get some news overnight regarding the Bank of Japan and a potential rate hike, as you can see, which has significantly increased. On Poly market, that's bearish. We had a Bank of Japan governor's speech, which pushed those prices higher, or at least pushed the probability higher. So what that changed is that there's more risk in the markets. Volatility index opened a little bit higher. Equities initially pushed down. Something crucial to watch today, and something crucial I will also keep you updated on in the middle of the day market update. So make sure to keep an eye on the channel for that. Is how that volatility index and how the unrest develops during the NYO. So far, it hasn't increased too much, which is a good thing. So the fundamentals are relatively stable. That's all good. But if it starts ramping up, if it starts increasing during the US session, which matters most, then that could be bad. And then we can still push down lower with Solana. But ultimately, this pullback was to be expected. I mean, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, what we spoke about yesterday in my video, Sunday morning, is that we already saw significant rejections right here at 144, 141, which was the critical support level. I already expected once we first got there on Wednesday, Thursday, that we would pull back. Slowly but surely, that started to look a little bit more likely. I did not necessarily expect that we would drop down this low, but that is because of the new fundamentals that kicked in, right? So the pullback was to be expected. That was already, in my opinion, at least coming. And then because of the bad news, it got enhanced, and we pushed down all the way. If you can see on the 12-hour time frame, we pushed down all the way to the value area low again, the value area low of all the price action since March 2024. So that matters a lot. So we just pushed down into support, but ultimately my expectations always were that we were going to find some stability right here. Okay, the stability has shifted downwards a little bit, but that ultimately we would be able to hold the general support level right here on the higher time frames, which you can see is a very respected support level, and then eventually we would be able to move up. And under the current conditions, even with what has happened, I don't think that has changed. Okay, like I said, there is more unrest, but it's also not an incredible amount. And equities are pushing down, but it's also not that they're bearish all of a sudden. So that's also why I'm telling you, like, that NYO, the US session, matters a lot. If then we get a bit of an idea or an indication that the market reacts more heavily to this, that's bad news. Then Solana can push down. But ultimately, I still think Solana is going to hold. Like, worst case scenario, I think Solana is going to do something like this: push down into lower lows, create some sort of a bullish divergence, then stability, then bullish momentum up to our first price target, which is the 30-day rolling VWAP. So that's 146. This is worst case scenario. If we have a good NYO, so if we see that there's no new unrest, I think this lower low, I think this spike into the downside is not even necessary. And then I think we can still test those lows, but then I think we'll just hold 127, 126 as support. And we have a lot of imbalances to the upside right now, which we can easily fill into right now after that, as you can see right here with all those fair value gaps. So no, generally, when we're talking about Solana here, I think we will still bottom. It's just about the specifics that I'm a little bit uncertain because of these new fundamentals. And that is something, like I said, I'll keep you updated on. It's just very dependent on the developments we will see over the course of today as well, including Solana ETF inflows. I would like to see what happens today with those as well. Yesterday, or at least last week, my apologies, was mixed. We had some very strong inflows. We had the first day of outflows in a very long period of time, coming from 21 shares, TSOL, of course. So that's interesting. US session when it comes to market-wide fundamentals is interesting. And dependent on that, we will see how we can bottom. But ultimately, bottoming, getting up to 144, 146 again, that is my expectation. Hopefully that helps. I'll keep you updated on that. Have a great week, everybody, of course. I'll see you all in my next videos. Take care and bye.